Hi guys, so this is your first year here. Describe your team and your robot.
So my team is Team ATV. We are from Triple IT. So this was the first time we actually attempted to make an underwater vehicle, and we had actually had a lot of constraints. So financially, this is like we've made it under 1500 USD.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot of time was required. Like we didn't have a lot of resources at hand, but we tried to make the design as simple as
So
possible.
there's only 4 thrusters in
Yeah.
this. So we have worked very as well as we could within our constraints. And more than that, we didn't have a pool to test on. So we had a very small pool again to test on, which wasn't a very clear pool. So we had all these constraints and we still managed to make it. So we're really proud of that actually.
Congratulations on that. So what does your team comprise of? Do you have electrical engineers?
Yeah, so the three of us, Vishwa, he's a first year student, and we are like pre-final year. So we are all electronics. Okay, these three here, they're the mech team, and these two are in.
We're the comp.
All right, great. So that's a good combination to start with. Did you name your robot?
Nothing yet.
Oh, okay.
Future iterations we'll think of it.
All right.
I have to say it that yeah, we call it the bus.
The bus. You call it the bus.
because it looks like a
Yeah,
bus.
it looks like a bus.
And it's green colored. So
Okay, great. So how was your experience today at the qualification round?
Amazing, actually.
it was nerve-wracking.
It was really nerve-wracking because we had issues like 5 minutes before the actual run happened, and we didn't know if it would work when we were called for the testing. So like literally, fingers crossed, we put the bot inside the pool and we let it go, and it actually crossed, went straight and crossed.
And we succeeded
Yeah.
on the first try. So
That's wonderful. That's great. So, what is your experience so far at SAUEC? You've seen other teams compete. Are there any lessons learned, or like what are your biggest challenges?
At this point, everything is a challenge for us. But I'd say like making a bot more smaller and more efficient, like at least in the motion, like it has to be more streamlined. That's probably the biggest challenge for us right now.
What we've learned is basically there's innovation and ingenuity possible in every aspect of the bot. Literally everything, right from a switch to how the thrusters are placed to everything. There is a small bit of ingenuity that is not out of the world thinking, just slightly out of the box thinking. And we see something like that in every team that there is here. So
it's actually very inspirational to see what the other teams have come up with and what we can do better. Like we have a long way to go.
That's great. So the next few rounds, you already know what the competition looks like. What do you think would be your biggest challenge?
Well, the biggest challenge would be the acoustic localization. Like, I think there's the task about finding the pinger. That would be one of the biggest tasks because that requires a lot of signal processing, and there's a lot of processing required in the back end. So that would probably be the biggest challenge.
Is the team ready, you think?
Let's see. We hope to find out.
Okay, great. All the very best, and we hope that you successfully finish the upcoming rounds too. And if you had to describe SAUEC in one word, what would you say?
Thrilling.
It's just awesome. Very awesome, yeah.
Enlightening.
experiential.
Lit. Yeah, amazing.
Amazing.
3 words actually: learn and great exposure. Great exposure.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, guys. All the very best once again.